Are you throwing away thousands of your hard-earned retirement dollars each year without even realizing it? The average American senior spends over $4,200 annually on items they rarely use or don't need. What could you do with an extra $4,200 this year? Welcome to Vitality Today, where we celebrate the art of living better, wiser, and more joyfully in our retirement years. I'm Oscar Williams from Minnesota, 68. I've discovered that life's greatest treasures aren't things, they're experiences, relationships, and peace of mind. Today, I'm sharing 22 everyday items that we seniors might want to stop buying to embrace simplicity, save money, and create homes that work for us, not against us. According to research from Boston University's Center for Retirement Research, Americans over 60 who declutter and simplify their spending report 42% higher satisfaction with their quality of life. Let's explore how you can join them. Before we start, I'd love to know who I'm talking to. Where are you watching this from? I genuinely want to connect with my community of wisdom-rich folks who refuse to let their birth certificates dictate their vitality. As my dear grandmother used to say, the truth is all you have is borrowed. You can't take it with you when you go. Number 1. Complicated kitchen gadgets. Remember when the ShamWow guy convinced us we needed that avocado slicer? Or the apple corer that promised to change our lives? The average American kitchen contains 17 single-purpose gadgets, with seniors owning the most, according to a Cornell University study. Yet researchers found that 78% of these gadgets get used less than once a month. My neighbor Martha in Rochester spent $340 last year on kitchen gadgets she's used exactly once. Meanwhile, her trusty chef's knife handles most tasks perfectly. If arthritis is making kitchen work difficult, invest in one quality ergonomic chopper instead of 6 different slicers and dicers. As my fishing buddy Frank from Duluth says, a good knife is like a good friend, versatile, reliable, and always there when you need it. What's the strangest kitchen gadget gathering dust in your drawer right now? Number 2. Excess furniture, the silent space stealer. According to the National Safety Council, falls are the leading cause of injury among seniors, with cluttered homes being a primary risk factor. Yet many of us have furniture we haven't sat on in years taking up valuable space and creating dangerous obstacles. After my wife passed, I kept our dining set that seated 8 despite rarely having more than 2 visitors at once. It dominated the room like a beached whale and made navigating with my occasional cane a daily obstacle course. Trading it for a charming round table for 4 from the Berkeley Senior Center thrift shop in Minneapolis was transformative. My morning coffee tastes just as good. My grandkids have more room to play when they visit from St. Paul, and I've reclaimed both physical space and mental clarity. A University of Kansas study found that seniors who reduced furniture by 25% reported feeling significantly safer moving around their homes and experienced 31% fewer minor accidents. What piece of furniture might be doing more harm than good in your home? Number 3. Bargain cookware, the expensive deal. That $19.99 nonstick pan from the big box store in Scottsdale might seem like a bargain, but when you're replacing it every 8 months, who's really saving money? My friend Doris from Cincinnati went through 3 cheap frying pans in 2 years before her daughter gave her a quality stainless steel skillet for Christmas. That was 7 years ago, and she's still using it daily. As she likes to say, I'm too old to keep buying things twice. Consumer Reports found that quality cookware lasts 7 to 10 times longer than budget options, making that initial investment of $60 to $80 for a good pan worth every penny. Plus, many high-quality pieces come with lifetime warranties, perfect for us seniors who appreciate value and reliability. When I visit my sister in Portland, Maine each summer, we still use the cast iron skillet our mother used to make cornbread. It's over 60 years old and works better than anything you can buy today. That's what I call return on investment. Number 4. Physical books, the weighty collection. I never thought I'd say this as a former English teacher from Burlington, but physical books might be weighing you down literally. The average senior's home contains 129 books, yet most will never be reread, according to a University of Arizona study on reading habits. My arthritis made holding hardcovers increasingly painful, and dusting those 5 overflowing bookshelves in my old house became a dreaded weekly chore. When I moved to Minnesota, I donated 80% of my collection to the Stillwater Library and invested in an e-reader. Now I can adjust the font size to spare my eyes, hold a lightweight device even on bad arthritis days, and carry my entire library when visiting my grandchildren in Rochester. Best of all, I freed up enough space to create a small meditation corner where bookshelves once stood. If you love the smell and feel of physical books, I understand. Keep your absolute favorites, the ones that truly bring you joy or have sentimental value. For the rest, consider your local library, where the books are always free and never need dusting. Number 5. Processed convenience foods, the health and wealth drain. Those prepackaged snacks and frozen meals calling to you from the freezer aisle of Cub Foods might save time, but they're costing you in other ways. A Massachusetts General Hospital study found that seniors who reduced processed food consumption by just 20% reported significant improvements in energy levels and digestive health. My weekly grocery bill at Kroger dropped by $42 when I stopped buying processed snacks. That's over $2,100 per year. I replaced those expensive, salt-laden crackers and chips with nuts, fruits, and simple homemade popcorn. Just kernels, a little olive oil, and a pot with a lid. No special air popper needed. Dorothy, my mall walking partner from Apple Valley, battled prediabetes for years. Her doctor kept suggesting medication, but instead, she decided to cut out processed foods. 6 months later, her blood sugar levels normalized, and she feels better at 73 than she did at 63. My pantry is emptier, she jokes, but my wallet and energy levels are fuller. Number 6. Decorative dust collectors. Marie from Wyzetta had 47 decorative figurines displayed throughout her home. I spent more time dusting those little porcelain birds than I did enjoying them, she admits. After her recent move to a senior-friendly apartment in Edina, she kept just 3, the ones her grandchildren had given her. The American Housing Survey found that seniors spend an average of 5.2 hours weekly cleaning their homes, with much of that time dedicated to dusting decorative items they don't particularly value. That's 270 hours, over 11 days, of your year spent cleaning things that aren't enhancing your life. Instead of seasonal tchotchkes that require storage and rotation, consider displaying one quality piece that brings genuine joy. My daughter's watercolor of Lake Minnetonka holds more meaning than the dozen mass-produced decorations I once cycled through with each holiday. As my friend Bernard from his retirement community in Portland likes to say, at this age, every hour spent dusting is an hour I could be fishing at the lake. What's one decorative item you could let go of today? Number 7. Uncomfortable clothing, the closet conundrum. Be honest. How many items in your closet don't actually fit or feel good on your body as it is today? According to a Northwestern University study, the average senior stores clothing in 3 different sizes, holding onto items that haven't fit in years. I kept a drawer full of neckties despite retiring 10 years ago. The annual Christmas party at the community center in Burlington hardly justified keeping 27 ties. Donating them to a program helping young job seekers in Minneapolis felt much better than seeing them gather dust. My friend Elaine from Rochester participates in a quarterly comfort check, trying on everything in her closet and immediately donating anything uncomfortable. If it pinches, scratches, or makes me feel self-conscious, out it goes, she explains. Life's too short for uncomfortable pants. This practice has transformed her morning routine. Getting dressed used to trigger frustration. Now it's effortless because everything in her closet actually works for her current body and lifestyle. What a gift to give yourself. Number 8. Seasonal kitchen linens, the drawer stuffers. Those adorable Halloween dish towels with little embroidered pumpkins might seem harmless, but Margaret from Stillwater counted her kitchen linens during spring cleaning and discovered she had 43 towels for a household of 1. I had Easter bunnies, Thanksgiving turkeys, Christmas trees, Valentine hearts, a holiday parade crammed into my kitchen drawer, she laughs. Opening that drawer was like wrestling an octopus. She kept 5 high-quality, absorbent white towels that can be bleached clean and donated the rest to the church rummage sale in Maple Grove. Now I change my centerpiece for seasonal cheer instead, she explains. The simplified drawer brings her joy every morning when she easily finds what she needs. The Home Organization Institute found that the average senior household contains 27 kitchen towels, yet typically uses only 4 to 6 in regular rotation. What could you do with that freed-up drawer space? Number 9. Unnecessary health gadgets, the well-intentioned waste. As we prioritize health in our golden years, it's easy to accumulate specialty monitors and devices. Yet a Mayo Clinic survey found that 64% of health gadgets purchased by seniors end up unused after the first month. Richard from St. Cloud bought a $250 advanced sleep tracker that now sits in his nightstand drawer. It stressed me out more than it helped, he admits. Now I know I slept well when I wake up feeling rested, no gadget required. Focus on the basics your doctor actually recommends. My reliable blood pressure cuff and simple pill organizer serve me well, while the fancy nutrition analyzer I bought during a late-night infomercial weakness went to my nephew after gathering dust for a year. As my doctor in Rochester wisely advised, the most effective health tools are the ones you'll actually use consistently. What health device have you purchased but rarely use? Number 10. Bottled water, the invisible budget drainer. Americans over 60 spend an average of $320 annually on bottled water, according to Consumer Reports. That's money literally poured down the drain when clean tap water costs less than half a cent per gallon in most American cities. My neighbor Betty in Stillwater was spending nearly $500 yearly on bottled water until her granddaughter calculated the cost and presented her with the beautiful insulated water bottle for Christmas. I was essentially paying $300 a year for plastic trash, Betty realized. If you're concerned about taste, a simple Brita pitcher costs about $30 and filters 40 gallons before needing a $6 replacement filter. Compare that to paying $1.50 per 20 ounces of bottled water, and the math becomes clear. Plus, you'll spare your back from lugging those heavy packs from the Costco in Eden Prairie to your car. As my fishing buddy Harold from Lake Minnetonka says, the only bottled water worth buying is the empty reusable bottle you fill yourself. Number 11. Storage containers. Organizing clutter is still clutter. The organization industry has grown by 250% since 2000, with seniors being top consumers of storage solutions, according to market research. Yet psychologists at the University of Minnesota found that buying containers often just enables us to keep things we don't actually need. I used to have labeled bins for everything, holiday decorations I rarely displayed, craft supplies for projects I never started, even empty picture frames I thought I'd use someday. My garage in Burlington looked organized, but it was really just neatly packaged clutter. As my friend Mabel from her senior community in Rochester wisely notes, don't organize what you can eliminate. She spent $200 on plastic bins at Target before realizing she could save both money and space by simply owning less. Before buying another container, ask, do I really need to keep these items? Could someone else use them more? Would my life feel lighter without them? The most organized homes often have the fewest storage containers because they have less to store. Number 12. Disposable party supplies, the festive waste. Those festive paper plates with matching napkins and cups might seem convenient for hosting the family in Duluth for Sunday dinner, but they're draining both your wallet and our planet's resources. Seniors host an average of 24 gatherings annually, and using disposables for these events costs approximately $240 per year, according to Household Spending Analysis. Meanwhile, those special occasion dishes in your china cabinet miss another opportunity to be enjoyed. My friend Walter from St. Paul calculated that he spent $178 last year on paper goods, while his perfectly good dishes sat in the cabinet. I was basically throwing money in the trash because I was worried about washing dishes, he realized. Now he uses his good dishes regularly and invites guests to help with cleanup, creating bonus conversation time. Turns out some of our best discussions happen while drying silverware. He chuckles. What special items could you put into regular rotation? Number 13. Complex electronics, the feature overload. According to the AARP, seniors spend an average of $752 annually on electronics they don't fully use or understand. We're paying premium prices for features we never access. After struggling with a smart TV with more menus than a diner in downtown Minneapolis, I switched to a simpler model with a straightforward remote. My blood pressure dropped considerably, and I actually watch my favorite programs instead of fighting with technology. My friend Gloria from Rochester returned a complicated coffee maker with 15 different settings to the department store in the Apache Mall. I just want coffee, not a part-time job programming a machine, she declared, opting instead for a basic Mr. Coffee that brews a perfect pot with one button. The Simplicity Institute found that seniors report 67% higher satisfaction with tech products that have fewer, more intuitive features compared to feature-laden alternatives. What electronic device in your home causes more stress than convenience? Number 14. Greeting cards, the $8 paper product. At $5 to $8 per card, the average American senior spends over $200 annually on greeting cards that typically end up in the recycling bin within a week, according to the Greeting Card Association's own data. After retiring from teaching in Burlington, I started creating simple handwritten notes on quality stationery instead. My granddaughter in Duluth has saved every letter, while I doubt she kept any of the store-bought cards that preceded them. My neighbor Thomas from Lake Minnetonka takes a different approach with digital greetings, noting, "My grandkids prefer a funny GIF or a photo of me holding a sign anyway. They find it more authentic than some stranger's words." If you enjoy the ritual of sending cards, consider buying a box of quality blank cards with a simple design. At roughly $1 per card versus $6.50 for individual specialty cards, you'll save over $100 annually if you send just 20 cards a year. Number 15. Decorative pillows, the sofa space invaders. The average American home contains 17 throw pillows, according to home furnishing industry statistics. That's over $300 worth of cushions that need to be moved every time you want to sit down. Joyce from Edina had 12 decorative pillows on her bed that she meticulously arranged each morning and removed each night. I realized I was spending 70 hours a year, nearly 3 full days, arranging pillows I never actually used. She laughs. Now she keeps just 2 comfortable pillows that actually support her neck. My couch in Stillwater sports exactly 2 pillows that provide perfect lumbar support when I'm reading the newspaper from Grand Marais each morning. They're neutral in color, well-made, and actually functional. The home decor trifecta. Think of decorative pillows as tiny sofas for your sofa. Ones that take up seating space, gather dust, and require maintenance. How many do you really need? Number 16. Home exercise equipment, the Hope machines. The treadmill serving as an expensive clothes rack is such a cliche because it's so common. A study by the Physical Activity Council found that 65% of home exercise equipment purchased by seniors is used less than twice a month after the initial 3 weeks. My neighbor Carl from Stillwater spent $1,200 on an elliptical machine that now lives under a sheet in his basement. Meanwhile, he gets better exercise and social connection walking with friends around Lake Minnetonka 3 mornings a week, completely free. After my hip replacement, my physical therapist in Rochester recommended resistance bands instead of weights. For $25, I got a set that provides a complete workout, takes up minimal space, and travels easily when I visit my daughter in Portland. Compare that to the $650 weight bench collecting dust in countless American basements. Regular movement is crucial as we age, but expensive equipment isn't necessary. The National Institute on Aging found that simple walking programs yield better long-term adherence rates than home gym equipment for seniors. What's one piece of exercise equipment you could replace with a more practical alternative? Number 17. Duplicate kitchen appliances, the counter-clutterers. Sandra from Minneapolis realized she had 3 different coffee makers, a drip machine, a single-serve pod system, and a French press. My kitchen counters were like a museum of coffee technology, she jokes. After keeping just her favorite, she reclaimed valuable counter space and simplified her morning routine. A University of California study found that the average American kitchen contains 2.8 duplicate appliances, with toasters, coffee makers, and blenders being the most common redundancies. These duplicates consume valuable real estate in our kitchens and complicate our cooking routines. After moving to my cottage in Stillwater, I donated my rarely used waffle iron and fancy panini press to the community center in Maple Grove. My trusty cast iron skillet makes perfectly good grilled cheese sandwiches without a special appliance, and breakfast is simpler without feeling like I need to justify keeping that waffle iron by making waffles. As my practical friend Helen from the Senior Center in Rochester says, if it has one job and does it less than once a month, it doesn't deserve permanent counter space. Number 18. Tech accessories overload, the tangled web. The average senior household contains 14 unused tech accessories, according to an AARP technology survey. Chargers for devices we no longer own, cases for outdated phones, and cables whose purpose remains mysterious. My friend Walter from his retirement community in St. Paul calls his junk drawer the technology graveyard, filled with charging bricks for flip phones and MP3 players long since replaced. During his spring cleaning, he discovered he had 9 different USB cables, but only needed 3. I keep just 2 charging cables, one by my bedside in Stillwater and one in my car for trips to Rochester. My phone case is simple, protective, and hasn't been changed in years. The flashy, trendy options might catch my eye at the Verizon store in Maple Grove, but they offer little practical improvement. Consider gathering all your tech accessories in one place, keeping only what you actually use, and responsibly recycling the rest. Your future self will thank you when you're not untangling a nest of mystery cords next time you need to pack for a trip to visit the grandkids. Number 19. Bulk groceries, the false economy. Buying in bulk seems like smart shopping but for most seniors, it often leads to waste. Research from the Natural Resources Defense Council found that Americans over 65 living in one- or two-person households waste approximately 25% of bulk food purchases. My neighbor Gladys from Lake Minnetonka bought a giant container of coffee because it was such a good deal. 6 months later, she was still working through it, and the coffee had lost its flavor. I saved $4 but drank stale coffee for months, she realized. Some bargain. I now shop twice weekly at our local co-op in Stillwater, buying smaller quantities of fresh food. Yes, I pay slightly more per unit, but I waste almost nothing. That's a better value than buying in bulk and throwing food away. As my pragmatic friend out from her condo in Edina notes, a great price on food you throw away is no bargain at all. Number 20. Specialized cleaning products. The cabinet congestion. Open the cabinet under almost any senior sink in America, and you'll likely find a chemical rainbow of specialized cleaning products, separate cleansers for glass, wood, kitchen, bathroom, and more. Consumer Reports found that the average home contains 17 different cleaning products, yet professional cleaners typically use just 2 to 3 multi-purpose solutions for most tasks. We're not just cluttering our cabinets, we're complicating our cleaning routines and spending unnecessarily. After decades of accumulating specialized products, I now clean my entire cottage in Stillwater with just 3 items. A good all-purpose cleaner, white vinegar mixed with water, and baking soda for scrubbing. My cleaning is simpler, my storage is freed up, and I've saved over $120 annually. My friend Louise from her condo in Rochester went even further, making her own cleaning solutions with vinegar, water, and essential oils. My place smells better, looks just as clean, and I'm not lugging heavy bottles from Target anymore, she reports. What's one cleaning product you could replace with a simpler alternative? Number 21. Single-season footwear, the closet space wasters. How many pairs of shoes do you own but rarely wear? The average American senior woman owns 19 pairs of shoes, but regularly wears only 4 to 5 pairs, according to a Stanford University study on consumer habits. My friend Howard from his assisted living community in Edina had 7 pairs of dress shoes meticulously polished and stored in his closet. I realized I hadn't worn them since retiring from my downtown Minneapolis law practice 8 years ago. He admits, after donating most of them to a program helping job seekers, he kept just 1 pair for special occasions. I now own just 5 pairs of shoes. Supportive walking shoes for daily use, waterproof boots for Minnesota winters, comfortable sandals for summer, 1 pair of dress shoes for special events, and slippers for around the house. My mornings are simpler without staring at an overwhelming array of footwear, and my closet has room to breathe. The key is versatility, choosing neutral colors and classic styles that work for multiple occasions rather than purchasing trendy, single-purpose shoes. Your feet and wallet will thank you. Number 22. Elaborate cookbooks, the shelf space occupiers. According to the Cookbook Publishers Association, seniors purchase an average of 3.2 cookbooks annually, yet typically use only 4 to 6 recipes from each. That's a lot of shelf space dedicated to information you don't use. My friend Mabel from Rochester proudly displayed a collection of 64 cookbooks in her kitchen. When her daughter asked which one she actually used, she realized the answer was just 3. Her mother's handwritten recipe book from Duluth, a simple crockpot cookbook, and a collection of Minnesota church basement favorites. The fancy ones with gorgeous photography were like fiction books to me. She laughs. Nice to look at, but not part of my real cooking life. She donated most of her collection to the public library in Minneapolis and uses a simple binder for recipes she clips from magazines or prints from online. I keep just 1 comprehensive cookbook, plus a small notebook, where I've written my favorite recipes accumulated over 68 years. For new ideas, I use free online resources rather than purchasing expensive hardcover books that often contain just 1 or 2 recipes I'll actually make. My friend Oscar from Burlington once told me, "We spend the first half of life acquiring things, and the second half trying to figure out what to do with them all." How true that is. But it doesn't have to be our story. Every item we choose not to buy or choose to release creates space. Physical space in our homes, mental space in our minds, and financial space in our budgets. That space becomes freedom, and at this stage of life, freedom is perhaps our most precious commodity. What one item from this list will you stop buying or start clearing today? Your future self, with a simpler home, a lighter spirit, and perhaps a healthier bank account, will thank you. If you found these insights helpful, please like and subscribe. On this channel, we continue exploring how to make the golden years truly golden through purposeful habits that support the health of the body, mind, and spirit.